You are listening to How to Get Over Your Ex, episode number 152. I want my ex to see how great I am. Welcome to How to Get Over Your Ex, a podcast on getting over your ex without it just taking time. I'm your host, breakup coach Dorothy. Let's turn your pain into power and your heartbreak into happy. Hello, my beautiful brave hearts. Today, we are talking about how we want our exes to know how amazing we are doing. This came up because one of my brave hearts inside of the Get Over Your Ex program wanted to prove that she's a better person now after the breakup with her girlfriend. Now, her ex treated her really well. That's what she tells me, that her ex was really amazing and she wanted to then, be able to somehow prove to her ex that she sees how well she was treated, and she wants her ex to know that she now could totally treat her the way that she deserves, because my client, the brave heart I'm working with, feels like she didn't treat her girlfriend the best way. And the whole conversation reminded me of myself and a lot of past and present brave hearts that I talk to. And this normally comes up in the form of, okay, Dorothy, I have learned that thoughts create feelings. And now I want to make sure that my ex can see that I know that thoughts create feelings and I'm doing so much better, and I would never blame my emotions on him or her ever again. Can my ex see how fabulous I'm doing, please? It's like we want to show them, right? It's so fascinating. And in the same call, what was really interesting was we were also talking about fantasies that we build in our mind about this. And I remember my fantasy, I'm like embarrassed to even say this live. So I don't think I've ever said this. And on the podcast, at least, I've told people inside of my program. But mine was that I was going to roll up in a black Escalade with a security team. I was going to be like, I'm so famous that I have a black Escalade and I have a security team. And I'm doing so well that whether I was famous or just had a lot of money, that I had this black Escalade and a security team. And I was going to walk up to his door, AKA our old home. And I was going to say, I want my dog back. Kind of like Legally Blonde style. And yeah, it was a whole thing I would play in my mind pretty frequently. So I just want to say that if you're feeling this way, you're so far from alone. And I really wanted to talk about this because there is, of course, the problem around, us wanting the external validation to believe thoughts. But I have an entire episode on external validation, what it is, what it isn't, how to resolve it for yourself. That's earlier on in the podcast. If you're wanting to listen to that, go back and listen to that episode. But the problem in this setting isn't really what you think it is. At first glance, you might think that the problem is that I still want this external validation. And of course, that's a layer, and we work on that. We've already talked about that on the podcast. Right? I want this person to see this, and then I feel validated and justified, and I'm giving myself the ability to believe whatever thoughts. And yes, right? That's one thing. I want you to prove it to yourself, right? That your life is amazing and get to this place where you believe so strongly in your ability to have an amazing life and to create the amazing life, and that you have one, so that from the outside, you don't need someone else outside of you to reconfirm those thoughts. Okay, that's one whole other thing. There's an entire episode on that if you'd like to go listen. The real problem that I see that I really want to address is that the energy and effort that's going into changing someone else's opinion about you is the very thing holding you back from being able to call in or be ready for the type of love, relationship, and future you deserve. And I'm here to tell you that the sooner you stop trying to change someone's mind about you, you then have the energy and effort to put into changing your mind about you. What? The sooner you stop trying to change someone else's mind about you, you then have that energy and effort to put into changing your mind about you, which is ultimately what creates a very magnetic AF person, because you're becoming more and more clear about who you are, and you are becoming more and more grounded in those beliefs about who you are. And you're thinking a lot less of who you think you should be, right? You're becoming more and more clear about who you are and less of who you think you should be for your ex. And that is the ultimate goal. Because the more clear you are about that, and the more grounded you are in the thoughts that you have about yourself, those individuals, I want you to think about, some of those individuals, right? We know people like that. Jen Sincero, right? Beyonce. There's so many of those people who just seem so grounded in their identity that no matter what they do, the world is watching. They're magnetic. Just so magnetic. So here's what I need you to do. It's very simple. However, it's very profound and extremely impactful, okay? I need you to know in your bones that if you stop trying to change your ex's mind about you, and you pour all of that energy, that effort, time, money, and you start redirecting your thoughts to you, you will become magnetic. I promise you. When you create a life that is bigger and better than the one that you had with your ex, that's magnetic. It's impossible not to see. It's impossible to not see someone completely uplift and up-level and change their life. I have a coach colleague who's going through a breakup right now, and it is the most beautiful fucking thing to watch. And the cherry on top is that there is no way your ex won't notice that. However, by that point, you don't care. There is no way my ex doesn't know how fabulous I am and my life is. There's no way that he has not seen that I don't have a whole podcast about our breakup, that I have an entire amazing, successful business because of it. But here's the kicker. I don't give a fuck. Not even a little. I am so busy getting to work on what really matters in my life, which is me. And everything I have ever desired or thought I desired, just so I can continue to uncover more and more and more of myself. Because the more we create that we think we want to create, we uncover other layers of things that we didn't even know we wanted. Okay? It's so important to see this. No one can miss the amazing work that you've done on yourself when you are all in on you. Your ex can't miss how amazing you're doing when you're genuinely and authentically doing amazing. So, my Braveheart, your only work here is to redirect your energy and your effort towards building the life your ex regrets leaving. Sometimes it starts out that way, and that's what fuels you, and that's okay. And what I'm really talking about is the life that is bigger and better than the one that you had with him, because if you've built that life and you live that life, you will be magnetic, and you'll be in a headspace where if he, and I'm sorry, she or she, right, notices or not, that won't even matter to you. I need you to get to work. I need you to get to work figuring out what is that bigger and better life. What is it that I need to believe about my ability to have that life? Right? Have I decided and committed and practiced the more than move on mindset that we talked about last week? Decide to create that life, commit to it, and practice being that person today, right? All you have to do is ask yourself these 3 questions. And I want you to sit down today and I want you to journal through them. What do I need to believe today? What do I need to feel in my bones today? And what do I need to do today to create that epic, grandiose, beautiful, badass life of mine? All right, my brave hearts? We don't need your ex to see how great you're doing. We need to redirect all of that energy and all of that effort and all of your focus back to you so that you can be your natural and amazing, organic and awesome, epic, authentic version of yourself, which then in return becomes magnetic. All right, my brave hearts. Like I said last week, I'm on a roll. I want to teach you how to do this on another level. So we are going to be doing a free 2-day live immersion event, which is taking place online August 24th and 25th at 12 p.m. Central. Do not forget to put it in your calendar. I will be providing you a formal invite at the beginning of August. Okay? So be on the lookout for that. And if you can't wait to dive into this work, I highly recommend you get signed up for the Get Over Your Ex program. And if you have any questions, you can always let me know. I'm sending you so much love, and I will talk to you next time. If you're loving the How to Get Over Your Ex podcast and you want to learn how to get over your ex and build a life bigger and better than the one you had with your ex, I would love to personally invite you to take this work deeper at breakupcoachdorothy.com/next steps.